In yachting, precision is not a luxury. It is the difference between function and failure. Every weld, every joint, every engineered solution must perform, not just in theory, but at sea. Engineered Yacht Solutions delivers specialist welding, fabrication, and onboard engineering built for real-world conditions. This is craftsmanship shaped by experience, pressure, and exacting standards. Trusted by professionals who understand there is no margin for error. Engineered Yacht Solutions. Discover engineering without compromise. EYSwelding.com.
Ciao, Federico Rossi. Welcome to Yachting USA.
Thank you so much.
What a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. So you own a pretty cool shipyard in Italy, in Viareggio, Rossinavi. And we're here to talk about what it is to build boats in Italy, and specifically, and what I really think is cool, you're a multi-generational family business. Your third generation's with us here today, which is really cool. Your daughter's right over here. And you're enjoying a little bit of our sunny South Florida today.
Yeah, it's so great.
Welcome.
Thank you so much to be here.
Yeah,
I really appreciate.
Well, tell us a little bit about your shipyard. It's fascinating when we were speaking earlier, when you share with me what you're doing. It sounds incredible, and yet it really speaks to the Italian culture of things in yacht building. So what do you do?
Yeah, when we're talking about on a yacht, we're talking about an expression of the luxury things, you know?
Yes.
Then there isn't many contamination by technical aspect. It is on a boat, it's a functionality. And the design, the furniture. And what we have in Italy, then we have this kind of feeling of the beauty, just from to create the design from zero, just from external design. And we pushing itself a lot to any time to create something beautiful. For us, the beauty is very important. Sometimes it's better to be a little bit more beauty than the functionality. it is the risk that we follow.
Right.
In Italy, especially in Tuscany, we have very intrinsic mentality from the luxury, just starting from fashion, from jewelries, for food and wine, and then to the yacht. We are the first country, the first producer of yacht in the world.
Wow, that's significant. And I understand every yacht is essentially a masterpiece. You are not a production builder, you are a custom builder.
Yeah. Our configuration is very atypical because we are one-off full casting. Any boat will remain one of one. And we have the know-how, we can build boat with a different kind of propulsion system technology. And there is only the peculiarity from our vessel that are metal boats, right? Or aluminum or steel aluminum.
So steel hull, aluminum superstructure.
Exactly.
Right. You were mentioning one of your builds to me earlier, a catamaran design that can go across the ocean 80% of the way on just battery power.
Yeah.
That's something people are paying attention to. Talk to me about that. What's that look like? What is that?
After many different boats built, we arrived to have the technology to can create a super light boat, aluminum. We select the catamaran to have a really high efficiency hull. And then we installed, thanks to many diesel-electric boat build, hybrid electric boat with the intelligence artificial power management. There was 1 megawatt, and there is 1 megawatt and a half batteries installed, right? And a lot of solar panels, completely integrate of the shape of the design of the boat. You can see there's the solar panel. And the vessel arrived to be, point of view, we was the obligation to do the cross-Atlantic Ocean for the 80% of the time in electric, with 20% supported by generator to recharge the battery. After the AI, that machine learning started to understand how to set it itself to increase the experience in electric mode, we are able to cross the Pacific Ocean. So we are very proud about it.
So in doing this, and I've seen vessels with solar panels integrated into hull finishes and superstructures.
Yeah.
Are you able to maintain that aesthetic, that Italian beauty, and still do that?
Well, exactly. No,
Yeah.
This was really important because the people, when they have the approach of a yacht, in the beginning want something nice, right? It's like the selection car, special car, must be nice, beautiful. And then we know we need to manage the technical aspect, the functionality with the cosmetic part.
Fantastic. So that's that boat. You, see if I can ask this the right way. You do everything in-house, vertically aligned. You lay the keel. You fabricate the hull.
Yeah.
You don't outsource that.
Because there is a very important point. You want to be, we are builder, and we have our know-how, our quality procedure, and we don't want to work with many suppliers that you risk to put out of the company the know-how of the company. And in order to build anytime something different, when I mean different, I can say that we are building a reputation of historical boat of the 1930s English boats. Then the boat, any small component, the handrail, we build a house. We build with the same integration in according of the exterior design and the style of the boat. Just let me say that for Explorer one, any boat have its specific components. And also we can do for any transformation like shower door or top crane or something that now there is the beach club that everything is open. We build totally in-house. Then we can really well integrate in our design. We are not obliged to select the builder of the component and to integrate that in our platform. This is the reason why it is really important to be built up.
That's strong. And knowing the part of Italy you're building in Viareggio, and you've got Pisa a little bit to the north, and you have a infrastructure of marine manufacturer suppliers. So you've got the Italian DNA right around you. So elements that perhaps don't get built in your shipyard still come from very local resources. You're not dependent on a supply chain that reaches across to China or the United States or someplace else. You're pretty self-contained there.
Exactly. And then we are an organization. All the Italian shipyard is inside to this organization. Then we maintain the control of the made in Italy. We are looking to, especially in Tuscany, we are very strong about that, the Viareggio shipyard. And the company that is managing is a Navigator, that any supplier in any shipyard are member. And then we control the fact that the boat will be made in Italy. And like in the luxury point of view, there isn't the condition that the shipyard go to buy manpower or something in really cheap countries. We maintain our know-how and the right level of the components.
Right. Makes sense to me. Absolutely perfect sense. You were telling me that your customer base, the demographics are somewhat split, 50-50, European and American specifically.
Yeah.
Which is good to hear because you're not dealing with all the eggs in one basket. You've got both sides of the Atlantic to kind of feed into your operation. How do you deal with the support service of your vessels once they leave the shipyard? You have organizations around the world that reaches out, or you send your own teams out to take care of your boats?
In the Mediterranean, let me say that they very easy just for the position of Italy in the Mediterranean,
Pretty obvious spot.
Yeah. And then Viareggio is perfect in front of the Sardinia. They are very close to the Costa Azur. And then we are very nice connection also for the south of the Mediterranean.
Yes.
From the United States, we have a company here. There is the Rossinavi USA Corporation that is working just for the after sale. And we are company that we are on the right agreement that most of the time Italian companies that are here, that they come here a long time ago. And plus they have their house where we move our employees from Italy.
Wow, nice. Yeah. You have more than one shipyard there, right? Where you build these boats?
Yeah.
Okay. What do they just look like? I love talking about investments into shipyards, something I think is really important to be successful and to be able to build. And it sounds to me that you've really put some investments into your shipyards. You have one in Pisa?
We have the factory in Pisa, close to the airport.
Yeah.
That is very funny because Pisa is not in seafront.
Right.
There is a channel that is along 20 kilometers that connect the city to the Livorno harbor.
Right.
That is very, very funny story because in the past, when the Medici is a very historical channel because the river, because in the past when the Medici family, Florence and Pisa was in fight, but I'm talking about really in the past, and Florence engaged Leonardo da Vinci to modify the way of the Arno River that touch Florence and Pisa. And in this operation, they put in condition the Pisa to have the connection with the sea. And then Pisa say that's really complicated if they do that. And Leonardo da Vinci was the manager of the operation. And then they build this kind of channel, new river, that is the same level of the sea. And today we build a boat over there.
I love
that's
that.
Italy.
Well, not only that, you bring Da Vinci into the conversation. What really admired that people was, right?
You know?
I love it. I love it. So where do you build the big? You're building 100. What size boats? The big one?
Yeah, we build around until to 90 meters of Pisa.
Yeah.
And then we have other two facilities in Viareggio, in different area of the marina of Viareggio,
Right.
where one is really, it can build boat until to 80 meters, and the other 150.
150.
Yeah, no, 50.
50. Okay. Got it.
And then the workshop is based in the Viareggio. Perfect. In our historic facilities.
I love it. So I have to ask before we wrap this up, what's the future for you? What does the future look like? What is your daughter going to inherit as we see the shipyard move into new boat production in the future?
For me, the future of the yachting is maybe to increase anytime the level of the service and the availability of the boats, because the yachts are very expensive things. The people for the operation spend a lot of money. And in the reality, maybe the timing that you really use is not so high. In this specific period, the boat must be working very well. And we are investing a lot for aeronautical things, technology, in order to have a redundancy for everything. I think in that we need to move on anytime in this direction, in according of the new propulsion, the new technology, fuel technology.
Yes.
And for that, we are investing many different, because of what will happen in the reality in the future for them is very unpredictable. And until 5 years ago, everyone was thinking that was an electric one. Other one is thinking that was like hydrogen. But fuel at the moment is still strong, very strongly. But something will change.
Right.
For sure.
Right. I mean, you see larger ships going liquid natural gas, LNG, as a resource. And hydrogen's been a topic a lot, but storage of hydrogen and the efficiency of storage is difficult. So that's a difficult solution. You have to have a very large boat for that. But there are so many cool new technologies that are being developed. I was even listening to Espinono earlier this week talking about nuclear power for some of his big boats. Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be incredible, because I tried to imagine 10 years ago to see the future like nuclear power of the yachts. But it could be out there.
Well, with that, you could cross the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, come back to the Atlantic Ocean, still have plenty of fuel left over.
It is.
Crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
I love it.
It's really crazy.
Federico, what a pleasure to have met you and have this conversation. I thank you so much for joining Yachting USA and the Yachting International Radio Network. Christian, thank you for all of your support, and just really looking forward to seeing what happens in the future, and maybe I get to see you over in Italy in the near future.
Perfetto. Grazie.
Grazie. All right.
Thank you very much.
Next time, I'm out of here. Ciao.
Ciao.
If your brand belongs in the heart of the yachting world, this is where it happens. Yachting International Radio reaches over 1 million yachting professionals and enthusiasts every month, with 77 million impressions, 220,000 social followers, and 74,000 podcast subscribers. Our hosts are insiders, crew, captains, CEOs, trusted voices shaping the industry. This is targeted, high-impact advertising in a luxury niche. Visit yachtinginternationalradio.com/advertise. Your audience is already listening.